أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear students, hope the greetings will find you in good spirit and health and you are getting along with your studies and you are doing well in your studies as well. So let's get started. We have been reading this chapter number 4. It's wrestling with the Phogats. Thus the theme around which the story moves around is how someone becomes a hero or someone who has become an inspirational figure actually, if we talk in the real sense to other people's. This is what we are reading, and we have been introduced it with the in the Indian boxer Mary Kom, as she was a woman, and a woman had to always had to struggle to make a their mark in sports. And we are reading about the Phogats. The whole family is represented. That's why we use the. So Mahavir Phogat, we have been told, the father of the Phogat daughters, so his sisters. Actually, Mahavir was one of the personalities who had, the dream of being taking part in international competitions, even in the Olympics. But his dream hadn't come true by the time he gets old, and he thought that his sons that he would have in his life would fulfill his dream. But in 1988 he was bestowed upon by the Almighty with a daughter whom they named Geeta, and she became the first Indian female wrestler to qualify for the Olympics. And today Geeta has 3 sisters and a brother. Along with that, Mahavir also adopted the 2 girls of his brothers. So there are 5 sisters and 1 brother. You have been already told about this. This was now we have been told about how this had happened in their life. Actually, wrestling was a male-dominated sport in India. There was a person by the name of Chandiram who was the first of the wrestlers, Pehlevan in Hindi, who encouraged women to be a part of the sports. And he began training his own daughters. His determination to include women in the sport influenced his former student Mahavir Singh Phogat. He was the student of this person, Chandiram Mahavir Phogat. But everyone in the village, opposed him, as it looks like a taboo, a subject which hasn't been thought to be a part of a woman's life. That's why generally people started opposing him, but he continued with his determination, and he thought, why a woman can't be a wrestler in his life if she could be a prime minister of a country. So that's why he thought about it. He put his own logic. He started doing this. He began training Geeta and Babita when they were 8 years old and 10 years old. He also built in a akhada, a wrestling ring for them to practice around their home. As a coach, Mahavir was so demanding. Demanding means something who expects you to do a lot of things. And that's why, while other children's, then we haven't told about their schedule, how they have been doing in their lives when they were being trained as a wrestler. They were always thought to be a wrestler in their life, and while other children of their age were sleeping cozily means beautifully in their beds, they would get up before sunrise, and they were running throughout the fields. Even if they get a chance to sleep for 10 minutes, that was a luxury, means something that was that you don't have many of the times in your life. बहुत ही ऐश वशरत की बात हो जाती 10 मिनट सोने देने तो. So initially the girls also didn't like the way they have been thought to go through the training. The girl would look for an opportunity to skip the training or try to run away from the training, but they grew to love the life of the wrestler later on. The exhaustion after the hard training, exhaustion after a hard day's training was satisfying. बहुत ही इत्मीनान देने वाला था. It was a great adventure, means a thrilling activity, says Babita. And what made it was special was that they were the only girls in their village who were doing this. That's why it became a special one. But the villagers thought that the family had gone mad. तो पागल हो गए खानदान. Their attitude towards the Phogats family became worse, and Mahavir started training her girls along with boys. It was become worse and worse when people thought that they had gone mad. But people were furious. Furious means very angry with them. When they would say, "Okay, he's destroying the village. He has no shame." Says Mahavir was talking about the way he has been treated in the beginning. But the villagers thought that the girls would become like boys, when they started doing this. Their faces would get messed up, means बहुत ही खराब हो जाएंगे, distort हो जाएंगे, nobody would marry them. This was the thinking of the people. They made their disapproval clear that they want to get married with their daughters anyhow. It was a stressful period for the family, but they wouldn't stop. मगर उन्हें कभी अपने determination को, इरादे को बंद नहीं किया. And as Mahavi told that he has been taught by his teacher Chandiram that never to give up whenever he has been told that how to face difficulties like we face our opponents on the field, in the wrestling ring. We should never give up in our life too. So the turning point came in 2010 when Geeta was India's first Commonwealth Gold in women wrestling, when she won the 2010 gold for India in women wrestling. The entire village was so ecstatic, so happy, and they celebrated straightforward 10 days. The Phogat family were heroes now. They were so inspirational for all the country, and they were no longer a matter of shame for the village. So we have read till here. Let's get started with the rest of the story. What happened? Geeta went on to have an incredible career. Incredible means something that is extremely good. You haven't given the meaning. Sorry, excited. Sort of, something that wonders other people, shocked other people about how she got this career. Like this was the feeling. So incredible. हैरत ज़्यादा कर देने वाली है, इसको उर्दू में बोलते हैं. तो गीता went on to have an incredible career by winning a bronze medal at 2012 World Championship, yet another first for an Indian woman. This was also the first first of its kind, a bronze medal in the World 2012 World Championship, and then qualifying for the 2012 London Olympics. She also qualified the London Olympics 2012. Her sisters follow it in her footsteps. Footsteps मतलब उनके नक्शे कदम पर चलने को क्या बोलते हैं? Following someone's footsteps. तो ठीक है, you should we are supposed to follow the footsteps of our prophets, our infallible imams and masumin. So her sisters, when they find their daughter, sister Geeta winning so many Grand Olympics medals, they were also they also followed in her footsteps and were not far behind her. Babita won a silver medal at the 2010 Commonwealth Games and a gold medal in 2004 Games. So she also won a gold medal in the 2004 Games and a gold medal in 2004 Games. Take a silver medal in 2010 Commonwealth Games. Babita, in which Vinesh too won a gold medal. Vinesh ने भी एक gold medal जीता. Ritu became a national champion and Sangeeta won many international medals. आप देखो इन सब ने किया है. तो उसके बाद रितु become national champion बन गया and Sangeeta ने भी international medals जीते in junior level tournaments. So this was how they fight against their odd situations, difficult situations in their life. They didn't give up. The success of the Phogats sister encouraged many more women. This is how they become heroes, in the sense, not heroes, they become sort of ideal, who people used to follow in their life. So the success of the Phogats sisters encouraged many more women to take up wrestling, including Sakshi Malik, who won bronze medal at the 2000 Rio Olympics. Sakshi Malik ने भी इसको देखकर किया था and उसने Rio Olympics में 2016 में ये medal जीता है. Many villagers from Balali, Haryana started lining up outside the Phogats house, asking Mahavir and the girls to help their daughters become wrestlers. Now so many people are coming towards them, ones who were a sort of shame, a sort of family who has gone mad. Now people are lining, started standing in queues to ask them to help them make their daughters wrestlers in their life. So this is how people start. This is called a sort of illusion in the life of a human being. Balali today is a very different place. Now it became a different place. You can see many girls putting on their track pants, track suit जिसको बोलते हैं, and t-shirts, and heading to Mahavir's gym. Many of them even have the same hairstyle as the Phogats sisters. Even have मतलब B, even यहाँ पे B के सेंस में है, ठीक है. Many of them even have the same hairstyle. बहुत सारे उनके क्या है हेयर स्टाइल जो है, उनके हेयर स्टाइल भी किसकी तरह है, फोगाट सिस्टर की तरह है. 15 years ago, 15 साल पहले, महावीर built the first and the only wrestling gym for women. Now in Haryana alone there are more than 50 gyms. Mahavir is a proud father. Now Mahavir became a proud father. My girls have changed not only our village but also the entire state of Haryana. So he is of the opinion that her daughters have changed not only their village but also the entire state of Haryana. Hope you have got it. Keep it till here. We will continue in our next class with the comprehension part. Till then, take care. Goodbye. Follow Hafiz.